Breaking news on the church shooting that just happened, and if you stay to the end, I'll show you a video of the deranged shooter.
Deputies, some state patrol, and closest here, just on the left side of the screen, that looks like a Minneapolis police vehicle, all responding here, kind of shutting down, it looks like, at least this entire block that this church sits on. You said 54th Street.
Yeah, 500 block of 54th Street in Minneapolis, one block east of Lindale, if you know that area. And again, if you're headed that way, or have friends, neighbors, or friends or family in that neighborhood, definitely just let them know that something is going on, and they definitely want to stay out of that area. As we are waiting for more official information to come in, if you end up seeing information on social media, or you hear, goodness, yeah, you can see the line of law enforcement there on that street. A lot of times in situations like this, early on, you'll hear certain terms, and one of them is, sometimes you hear a mass casualty event, and that can often happen early on, and you'll hear that term, and just kind of so casualty doesn't always mean death, and just as journalists, as we have been through these many times, you learn that I just want to let people know, if you see that term out there, that doesn't necessarily mean death.
So as of right now, I'm pretty sure it's confirmed 2 dead and 4 injured. What a terrible thing. No one should ever have to go through that. And we should have people armed at every church just in case this happens. Now watch what the mayor was saying, which I 100% do not agree. He was just, there's pain, and when there's pain, people react wrong. Watch this.
And don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying. It was the first week of school. They were in a church. These are kids that should be learning with their friends. They should be playing on the playground. They should be able to go to school or church in peace without the fear or risk of violence, and their parents should have the same kind of assurance.
See, bad people do bad things to good people. It's not the fact that, praying doesn't work. They were praying, they were this. I'm going to show you a video of a little boy that used the biblical standing like never before, even during a hard time of what they went through. And you have to realize we should never use this to attack like guns are the problem. Someone can drive a car into a church and kill somebody, or throw rocks or whatever. The reality is evil people need to be stopped, and the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is with a good guy with a gun. Now watch this deranged shooter, and viewer discretion is advised. Now, as you can see, I did mute this because I didn't want anyone to hear. He curses. He's deranged. You have to understand, as you're watching this and you're seeing all this go above your screen, all the things, the horrific things he has written on there, the picture of Jesus on the target. People like this are from the left side. He's a liberal. And not to point out one group of people, but the reality is, as you'll see towards the end of this video, is he has on one of his magazines to take out Donald Trump. I can't say it exactly, but to basically off Donald Trump. And this is what the left side promotes. They promote taking out people. They promote taking out the right side people, the Donald Trump people. They have hate towards people like me that have voted for Donald Trump. And hate like that produces people like this. This guy is a transgender. This guy is totally lost in his mind. It's sad. It's sad. It's truly sad. It's truly sad how lost he is, and all this dysfunction. Look, as you can see it right now. See it? The reality is someone like this is lost. They're deranged. They're not in their mind. They're demonically possessed. They've lost it, and they're being promoted by the left side media that says, you need to hate Donald Trump. You need to hate these people. And so in their mind, they hate these people. They hate the Christians. They hate the people that are about Donald Trump. And this is what the left side's promoted. And then at the end of the day, you'll get someone that says, don't care about prayer. Prayer is what saves people. Prayer is what helps people. Prayer is what stopped this from being worse than it was. God gives us free will to do what we want, and sometimes people use that free will for evil. Doesn't mean God doesn't love people. Doesn't mean God's not there to comfort and help. We need to pray for every victim. We need to reach out and love on victims. We need to pray and let not their hearts be hardened by the evil. The Bible says in the last days, our hearts will be hardened by the evil that happens. He never said the evil wasn't going to happen. But the reality is to blame it. I know exactly what a lot of people do. A lot of people blame it on guns. But the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is with a good guy with a gun. Listen, I was a criminal long before I was saved. I can get a gun on the street faster than I can get a gun in a store. So the problem isn't guns. The problem is helping deranged people that think they're a guy, they think they're a girl when they're really a guy. That's the problem in society. That's what the people are going out, because they're not all there. They think they're something they're not. Now watch what this little boy and his friend did. A true example of the Bible. This will touch your heart.
What happened with him? Is he okay?
Yeah, I think he's gonna be okay. And then my friend, he was like laying on top of me, like making sure I was safe, and he got hit. So that was really brave of him.
And you have a neck on your neck?
Yeah, that was, I don't even know what it's from. Kind of looks like debris or something.
But that came from during this?
Yeah.
How are you feeling? You seem pretty put together here, but it's got to be tough.
Yeah, I'm just
The Bible
confused.
says no greater love than this, than laying one's life down for another. That kid that protected his friend laid down his life during a time of people being taken up, during a time that the devil manifesting through a man, coming through to attack people, and he covered there's no greater example of what Jesus has done for you, what Jesus did for them, what Jesus paid for everybody, to be set from this deranged sin, to be set from this dysfunction of thinking, I'm a guy, but I feel like a girl. It's nonsense, and it needs to be put to an end, because it produces people that do evil like this because they don't even know who they are. And yet you have a little boy that laid down his life for his friend, just like Jesus laid down his life for you. I tell you today, pray for people, fast for these people. Pray that God starts to change the direction of this country, that every church has people carrying guns. So the reason why they attack schools, the reason why they attack churches, the reason why they attack big places is because they know there's no weapons there. They're not going to go into a police station and start shooting it up. They're not going to go into a gun store and start shooting it up. They go where there's no weakness. That's why green zones, have you ever heard of a green zone, a no gun zone? Those are the most attacked zones by guns. Chicago has some of the strictest gun laws in the nation and has the highest murder rates by guns. Make that make sense? It doesn't. The reality is, good people with guns protect kids. Jesus said, now is the time to carry your sword. There was a time not to carry your sword, and there's a time to carry your sword. Our sword nowadays is staying strapped so we don't ever have anyone that's around. Brother Dave, stay strapped, because ain't nobody coming into my church, ain't nobody coming around my people, my fellow brothers and sisters, because I will stop a bad person, because that's what we're called to do as good people. So remember that today. Lay your life down for people. You should be the person. If you claim to be a Christian, you should be the one covering a person or protecting them. Think about that today. If you receive that, type amen and share this with a friend.